Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. So I've got an update for you. You may have noticed I haven't been around for like the whole week. I've been busy, not just with the holidays, but also Gunnar and Arron got COVID. They both got sick and they tested positive. So I'm going to tell you how that went. Gunnar and Arron both have the COVID. This is not a joke. They have the COVID. They got a positive test. So I wanted to give you a bit of an update. So I'm actually here with Arron, so you can hear from him how he's feeling. Oh, you may wonder like why I'm wearing my PPE. It's because I'm Arron's partner, but I'm also his professional caregiver. So I'm here actually as a professional right now, and I'm required to wear PPE. I don't live in this apartment. This is Arron's place. So when I come in here, I have to wear the mask.
Nicer.
Yeah, well, so how have you been feeling?
Well, hi everybody. I don't know. At the beginning, it was kind of like a flu, but it's like you're really tired. Like I usually get that when I got a flu, but not for like 5 days.
Yeah, it's been like 6 days. You're still feeling tired, right?
Yeah, and like
You said you felt achy, brain fog, the achy too in the beginning, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so at 6 days, would you say you're feeling better now, or is it still the same?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah.
So what's weird is like you haven't had any respiratory symptoms though, eh?
Not at all. Nothing.
And no fever either.
No.
So I just wanted to say though, like, let me tell you the story a bit. Christmas Eve, Arron was fine. He had maybe a little bit too much to drink. So, well, he definitely had too much to drink. So he was, like the next day he was hungover. That's what we figured. So at the 25th, he was hungover, but he came over and opened presents with Gunnar. And then the 26th, he still felt like that, like achy and tired. And then now it's the 30th. So on Tuesday, today's Thursday, on Tuesday, I said, I don't think this is a hangover. Like, I think it's more than that. Maybe you have the COVID. I tried to get him an appointment. It's completely impossible to get an appointment at the government free testing sites. Like, they're completely flooded. You cannot get one at all. Can't get a rapid test either. It's completely impossible. But you can pay for a private one. So I was going to get one. I'm feeling a bit winded. I think I might have to sit down. I don't know, maybe it's because of all this PPE. I swear, man, I need some air. So I tried to get him a test privately at a drive-through, but he was so like weak that he could not even get into the car. And I know you might be wondering, well, why would I want to get him tested? It's because he has also like the infected bursitis in his elbow that never really resolved. So I was actually worried that maybe he has some kind of infection from his elbow, and I want him to get seen, but he can't be seen because his symptoms kind of match COVID. So unless he gets a test, he can't even get seen by a doctor. So that's why I really wanted to get him tested, but it was impossible. So we ended up having to pay someone to come here and test him on his bed because we could not get him out of the house.
Yeah.
And so that was on Tuesday. Like you couldn't even get out to get tested.
Yeah.
And you feeling a little bit better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
But the brain fog?
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
So what's it like? What's the brain fog like?
Well, you just like feel tired and dragged out all day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You'd sleep like every time I go lie down, I fall asleep like instantly.
So, I mean, like, if you get to day 10 and you're still okay, then I guess you're out of the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend was saying he had the Omicron one, and it's like it was 2 weeks, you know.
What were his symptoms? You told me.
Sleeping a lot.
Yeah, but you're talking about Martin, right?
Yeah, even
He said he felt like he was on acid.
Yeah,
It did something to his head.
Yeah. Altered states, weird dreams. Not like a normal flu.
Yeah. For 2 whole weeks, he said he couldn't think straight.
Yeah. Then he drank lots of ginger and treated. He's one of those alternative medicine guys.
Wait, I have to issue a disclaimer. Even though Aaron's friend said he drank ginger tea, that does not mean that we are recommending that you drink ginger tea to prevent or treat COVID-19. So how's Martin doing now?
He's doing okay now.
Oh, thank God. You look okay. Today you look better than you did the last few days. I'm hoping that you're over the hump. I mean, look, what I heard is that the first week people, like, they say, oh, it's not so bad. And then the second week is when it gets really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. So, I mean, it could be that you're over it, assuming you don't get the second phase.
Yeah, it depends. It seems to affect people radically different. Like, if Gunnar got it from the same place I got it, his symptoms were completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been around both of them, and I don't have any symptoms. So, I don't know. I got tested today because if I don't have symptoms, but I'm a contact, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I have to quarantine for my son would have to quarantine for 10 days. And then I would have to quarantine starting on my last day of contact with him, which would mean that I could be in quarantine for 24 days or something like that. But if I have it, then I only have 10 days of quarantine. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, well, hope we all get well soon. Another flu year. Happy flu year. New Year.
Happy flu year. The flu world order.
The flu world order, yeah.
I think you're going to be okay.
God love you all.
Yeah, God bless you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, God willing, you'll be okay, and you're getting
Yeah,
better.
I will. I'm pretty tough. Pretty sure I'll pull through it. I'm drinking my ginger tea.
Oh, wait, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. Even though Arron is drinking ginger tea, we're not recommending that you drink ginger tea to prevent or to treat COVID. It's just pleasant, you know? He likes the ginger when he has COVID. Honestly, your color looks better. You were looking very pale the last few days. You're looking a lot more perked up. Your life force is coming back. I'm hoping you've turned a corner.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's about it. And I guess we'll see you soon.
Okay, so I'm back home, and I just want to show you how Gunnar's doing. I guess he's on day 4 of having the COVID. So here's Gunnar. Gunnar, how are you feeling?
I don't have COVID anymore.
Well, you're testing positive.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Just tell me how you're feeling.
Nothing. Like, everything is gone. I feel normal like every other day.
You feel totally fine now. I'm really
fine.
happy about that. Look at him.
There's nothing wrong.
He was so brave. And look, now, as soon as he feels better, he's back on here.
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. I can go out.
You don't feel sick at all anymore?
No, not at all.
Cool. Yes, one of the main symptoms of COVID that Gunnar had was that he stopped playing video games. Actually went to bed. Okay, let me tell you how it went for Gunnar. So he's sitting there playing video games, and he's telling me.
It wasn't a sore throat. It was like a clogged throat.
Okay, but wait. Before that, though, he's just saying he has a bit of a headache. His eyes were hurting a little bit. He has a bit of a headache. So the next day he gets up, he sits down to play video games as usual, and then he goes, "I woke up with a sore throat this morning." And that day you were just what? Tired, sore throat. That night he started having a fever, and he went to bed, woke up in the middle of the night. His fever was 103. He felt really like all the strength was gone. He said he felt dizzy. He was achy, the kind of symptoms you would have if you had a flu or something, when you're a kid and you get a fever and you feel like you're floating and all that. So that was that night. The next morning he woke up, fever was still there, headache was still there, a lot of that stuff was there, but there were no respiratory symptoms. And then over the course of the second day, the fever disappeared. So first day was just basically headache. Second day was a sore throat and a fever that was building, but in the day it was very low, but then By the night it went up, it spiked at night. Next day fever is going down. Today he woke up totally fine. So far so good with Gunner. He was very brave the whole time. I'm pretty proud of him right now. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure, if there was something wrong with me or not, because I had a bit of a headache. I had like a slight runny nose, but it was so slight that I didn't think it was COVID. And I had some fatigue, but like I do get that. My joints were hurting, but that happens to me all the time. It hadn't happened like that because it was quite intense. It hadn't happened that intensely in a long time, but I thought, well, it happens. I have hypermobility syndrome. I'm just maybe having a flare up with my joint pain and the fatigue. But then what happened was I used to have tinnitus, and it had been gone for about the last 10 years. My tinnitus, I had it for 10 years, and then it just sort of disappeared for 10 years. And it came back. I was lying in bed the other day, and I started hearing dee like fax machine. Whoa, my tinnitus is back. That's so weird. And my restless leg syndrome, which had been so good that like it wasn't even bothering me, it was so slight, it came back like full force, full body. So I was like, that's weird. I had fatigue, runny nose a little bit, a bit of headache. But now I have like all this neurological stuff kicking up. Then I started to think maybe I did have COVID. So I got tested today, and I'm going to find out soon if it's positive. And I mean, what can you do? I don't know. What can you do either way, right? So I don't know. I tried to get tested before, but it was completely impossible. So that's where we're at right now. That's the wrap up. I hope you guys are doing okay. And I just want to wish you a happy new year. I hope it's going to go better for you. I mean, wishful thinking, but there's always hoping. I'm hoping something will happen and like we'll regain our collective sanity, and that a more reasonable approach will be taken to this situation, and we'll stop, like with the crushingly oppressive measures that, I mean, clearly are not solving the problem, but that's just my opinion. I'm not the expert. Anyway, I'm hoping that New Year's is going to be better, and especially for you guys in America. Midterm elections coming up, maybe the pendulum will start swinging and things will like sort of mellow out a bit. And that's it, yeah, all the best to you guys, and thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.